Hey, welcome back. So everyone thinks that making six figures is going to be the secret to financial freedom. But then why is it that 36% of households making 100K a year are still stuck living paycheck to paycheck? If you are someone who's making good money, but you still feel like you're running on this treadmill, please know that you are not crazy and you are definitely not alone. I know this firsthand because I was there too, and there's actually a fun term to describe it called Henry, which is high earner, not rich yet. Now, back in the day when I worked in London, I was working at a very successful, very high paying job, but every single month, my net worth reset to zero. So on paper, I was successful, but financially, I was actually pretty stuck. And here's the truth that most people will never hear and never fully understand. It's that a high income does not automatically lead to financial freedom. Because it is not about what you make, it's about what you keep that matters the most. In fact, it can create new traps for you in terms of habits and mindset and systems that can quietly keep you stuck in this paycheck to paycheck cycle. And so that is exactly what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video, breaking down the 6 biggest traps that I see stopping high earners from achieving true financial freedom. So by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly why your finances feel stagnant and, most importantly, what to do about it. So let's take a look at trap number 1, which is lifestyle creep. So this is when your income increases, but so too do other things like your wardrobes, your holidays, your number of nights out. So even though you're earning more, you don't actually have anything to really show for it. So there's 2 key forces that are driving this. And the first is the hedonic treadmill. This explains why when you upgrade and you buy something new, it can feel pretty awesome for a while, but quickly that feeling begins to fade. Like you buy a new car, you drive around, you love it, and then after a couple of weeks, it just becomes your normal, regular car, and you feel this need or this urge to go and buy an even newer, more upgraded car to get that same hit. Now, the second hidden force is the Diderot effect, which actually works slightly different. This is where you upgrade one thing, and then all of a sudden, everything else feels mismatched. Like, think about buying that new sofa, and then all of a sudden that rug doesn't really match anymore, so you want a new rug, and then new lamps, and new art, and new cabinets. It creates this cascade effect of not just buying one upgrade, but actually overspending and upgrading everything at once. Now, the real issue I have with this is not that I don't want you to have beautiful things. It's that if you have a goal and a vision to, for example, move into your ocean view villa, and that is on your vision board, and that's what you're working towards, the Diderot effect is going to stop you from doing that because it's causing you to transfer your money towards current day satisfactions, upgrading your current reality instead of saving and funding the future reality that you want to move towards. So a great way around this is actually to decide how much of a percentage of your income are you going to be saving and putting aside towards your desires, towards your future goals, and not make it a number. That way, as your income increases, so too does this percentage and the amount that you're actually setting aside for yourself. Oh my goodness, how many of us have experienced this? It's where you've thought about quitting your job, you've even imagined what life might look like without it, but then your job keeps dangling these incentives in the forms of bonuses and extra perks, and it makes you stay longer than you truly want to. Trap number 2 are the golden handcuffs. So in these scenarios, the money is always just around the corner, like my pension match will kick in, or there's gonna be a vesting period, or there's gonna be a bigger bonus if I stay this much longer. And slowly, you start to forget about your dreams, forget about that dream life, and you stay stuck in a position that you're only in for the financial reward. The psychological effect of this is really powerful because with every single time that you don't take action, you're depleting your own courage and that momentum that you had to actually make a change. So the longer you wait, the more you start to fear what you have to lose instead of dreaming up and staying attached to what you really have to gain. Now, the fix here for this is reframing. And I think about it the same when it comes to dating. Do not date potential. Do not stay in a job for the potential. Look at the reality as it is now. Are you happy in your current environment? Are you happy in your current workplace? And if the answer isn't yes, then what are you doing? Because at the end of the day, this is your life, right? We don't want to date potential in a partner of they could be amazing. Are they amazing now? If the answer is no, then move on. It may sound harsh, but it's true. And as I said, this is your life after all. You don't get a second chance. Now, when I went through this myself, when I was thinking about leaving my corporate job in London, one of the biggest supporters that enabled me to actually do that was the fact I had my savings set up, the fact I had money working for me through my investments, and I had built and re-engineered my lifestyle, thankfully, to be such that I could sustain that for several months without making any money. And so I wasn't trapped anymore with those golden handcuffs. I had the freedom and the ability to think, do I want to stay or do I want to go? And as soon as I came to the decision to leave, that was it. Now, trap number 3 is massive. It's one of the biggest focuses that we have inside my programs when we're looking at how do you engineer your own financial reality. And that is looking at your identity and mindset shifts, because more than how much you make, more than any strategy that I can share with you, what is going on inside here and how you view yourself and the kind of person that you are in this world is going to dictate and shape everything. So what I see happen so often is that people's income can grow, but their identity hasn't shifted alongside it. So they might be making a lot more money and technically be a lot richer, but inside they're still someone who struggles with scarcity, with lack, with limitation. And as a result of that, they really struggle to build financial freedom and to build wealth and to implement the systems that are going to enable them to get there. So it's the same reason why we see lottery winners so quickly go back to where they were financially before they've actually won millions of dollars. It's because their identity never shifted. And so as a result, how they managed money, how they related to money never shifted either. That is why I am such an advocate for, as you are building your richest life, your life of financial freedom, that you are doing the mindset work, the inner shift work, alongside implementing the strategies. Because it's not one or the other, it is always both. So a fun little exercise to apply this into your own life is just to think, what kind of identity would the version of me who's living the life that I desire already have? You know, and I like to look at my vision board, which I have hanging on the wall to my right, and all the things that I'm ready to bring into my reality. Now, what version of me is already living that life? And then create the I am statement around it. Stick it on your bathroom mirror, see it every morning, see it throughout the day, and just remind yourself that that is now who you are. I am this person. I am a wealth builder. I am an investor. I am savvy with money. Whatever resonates and connects with you, let that be the identity that you live into. Now, if you are new here, be sure you subscribe to my newsletter. The link is down below in the description. I share extra value throughout the week, and I would love to be connected with you there too. I just want to save more. I want to earn more. I want to be wealthier. I want to be richer. I want to live a better life. These are all really vague things. So trap number 4 is having no goals or systems. You have to be very clear on what is it that you actually want to create, because the more detail you can bring to it and the more specificity you have, then you know if you're actually on the right path when you're moving forward. You know what opportunities to say yes to. You know where to direct your attention and your focus. Every day when you're turning up, whether you're going to work or you're working in your business, you know what are the things I need to prioritize in progressing my career, in progressing my own business here. Now, the second key part to this is having no system. So even if you were like, I want to make $100,000 and I want to have an extra $20,000 in savings and we're going to put $30,000 into my investments, and you have awesome, clear goals, if you don't have actually the systems to support you in achieving that, you're still only getting half of the equation. And so when I talk about systems here, I'm talking about removing the human behavior, the necessity for us to actually be part of managing your own finances, and just automate everything. Have it set up that as soon as your income lands in your bank account, X percentage goes into your savings, another percentage gets moved to your investment account. The rest of the money in there goes into, your bucket number 1. These are my essentials. Things are going to go on bills and all the necessities I have to pay. Another bucket is for my fun. Now I know how much money I can go out and meet my friends, go for dinner, go for drinks, go to a spa, whatever it is. And then you can have a separate bucket for, this is my additional savings that I'm going to be putting towards my bigger life goals, right? Have the systems in place that are going to support you, because at the end of the day, we are human beings with emotions and feelings and all sorts of things. And sometimes, even with the best of intention, we find it really hard to stick to plans. So simply remove that temptation, have clear systems in place, and know then that you are on track to achieve your financial goals. So trap number 5, my goodness, I could do an entire video on this, because this is where we look at unaligned spending. This is where you're spending more than ever, but you're feeling less satisfied. Now, I fell into this trap, and I've spoken about it on my channel before. In my early 20s, when I moved to London and I was surrounding myself with all these different kind of people in the members clubs, and I thought, to be rich and successful meant to hang out in Bond Street and buy all the designer bags and things like that. And while it was really fun, it wasn't actually aligned to my own personal values. Today, having done all the work I've done, having gotten clear on what my true values are, I'd much rather spend my money on enjoying my time with my family, going on awesome holidays, investing in a beautiful home, things that actually are materially important and significant to me. The bag and all the other stuff, like if that's your vibe, cool, but for me, it just really isn't. Now, the danger that I really see here that people fall into, it's not just overspending, it's complete misalignment. And so it's kind of a double-edged sword where people are spending more and more money, but they're actually feeling less and less fulfilled. So I now have less money and I'm also not really happy with my lifestyle. So a really quick fix for this is to just be very intentional about who you hang around with and make sure that they are people who are aligned with the lifestyle and the values that you either want or that you already have and want to maintain. And then before you make any big purchase, just simply check in and tune in and ask yourself, am I buying this because I really want it? Or am I buying this because of how I think others will perceive me because of it? Look, real wealth is not just about having more. It's about intentionally designing your richest life as you define it. Now, you can be absolutely brilliant in your career and still completely clueless when it comes to managing your own personal finances. And I say that with love because I was there at one point in my own life and I've worked with so many bright and brilliant and intelligent women who have all the credentials on their CV, but no one's ever shown them or taught them how to manage their own personal finances. Trap number 6 is something I am big on eradicating, which is gaps in financial literacy. If no one has ever taught you, how are you supposed to know, right? They didn't teach this in school. If you didn't come from that kind of family, which I also didn't, then where are you meant to just fall upon knowing this information, right? But the challenge I see is that so many people think, oh, if I just make enough money, then I'll be financially free. And as we've discovered, it is not the case. You need to have a really good understanding of how personal finances work, of how investing works, so you can make the most of the most efficient tax strategies. You can build your wealth efficiently. You can manage your money effectively and actually put yourself on the path to building real long-lasting financial freedom and not just end up wasting it by saying, this is how much I make, then the rest goes to tax and the rest I spend. So this is not about being intelligent or smart or savvy, because I know you already are. You wouldn't be here watching this video otherwise, but it's just about filling in these knowledge gaps. Now, I'll share some resources down in the description below, some free guides, some different things that can actually help you get started if you're someone who's like, I know I have gaps in my financial literacy and I want to go about addressing them. Now, I want to just remind you that no matter where you are in that journey, you are not a lost case. I have personally worked with hundreds of women around the world who have come from living paycheck to paycheck, struggling with debt, struggling with managing their money, to actually shifting things really fast. I'm talking about a matter of weeks, and getting to a place where they feel confident, empowered, clear on how they're managing their money, on how they're moving forward towards their financial goals, and making some just incredible steps forward to really building a life of wealth. Now, you don't have to take my word from it. Head over to the collective. I'll put the link down below in the description, and you can see for yourself how quickly your financial reality can change. So if you're in need of a little bit of inspiration, I highly recommend going and doing that. Now, the bottom line is that high earners don't stay stuck just because they're not earning enough money. They obviously are. It's because of these other things like vague goals, the golden handcuffs, the not having clear systems in place. And unfortunately, the six-figure salary creates this illusion of success while simultaneously robbing most people of actually the reality of living the type of successful life that they truly desire. Now, the good news is that as you've seen, every single one of these traps can be overcome, can be broken. And when you do, your whole financial reality will literally start to change. But don't forget, you've got to do the inner work alongside the implementation of strategy in order to create real lasting change. So keep the momentum going. Don't stop here. Go check out my next video here that's going to take what I've just shared on and build on it and actually help you move forward even faster in your journey.